Greetings from St. Croix.
Hello everyone. We're here in our home office. Isn't this a great place to work? We've got lots of windows. We have bird feeders and bird baths outside. You can probably hear the birds. And our pets come and go and visit us. In our monthly newsletters, we usually focus on a topic. This month, we wanted to take the time to thank everyone we've worked with buying and selling property.
If you haven't met us before or worked with us, you're probably wondering what that's like. Well, we work together as a team. We bring different strengths and abilities to that team. We've worked together every day for the last 21 and a half years here on St. Croix.
We do our best to supply support structure for our clients as we move through the complicated and sometimes intricate processes in a sale. When a sale is uncomplicated and straightforward, it can go so smoothly. When there are challenges, two heads can be better than one.
Real-world real estate transactions are not like you see on reality TV. We do not get them completed in 60 minutes, including commercial breaks. We do, however, bring a skill set to any transaction on behalf of the buyer or the seller that are often invisible when you see something on reality TV. We bring patience, we bring good communication, we bring a long-standing knowledge and expertise in the local St. Croix real estate market, and we have personal and professional relationships with all the other parties that will need to be involved in a successful closing of a real estate sale.
We both work similarly, with great attention to detail, dedication to our clients, and creative energy. We're problem solvers.
Christy often describes us this way, that if we were a restaurant, she would be the front of the house, and I would be the back of the house. To see what I'm doing, you're going to have to probably take a quick peek into the kitchen.
In working with buyers, I'm usually the initial contact. It's my job to listen to what the buyer wants and try and find it and keep them updated as new properties come on the market. I'm also usually the one showing the properties, again listening to what they want as we go through properties, because sometimes their priorities will change as we go through the properties.
When we work with buyers, I'm usually the one sending out the buyer's representation agreement. I'm also the one working with the buyer to come up with an offer to present to a seller, and I write up that offer and go over it with the buyer. Additionally, and I think one of the overlooked things in real estate is there are a number of timelines that we need to stay on top of. That's my job. I make sure we move through the process as quickly and smoothly as possible.
In working with sellers, we both can be the initial contact. We both go to the property, talk with the sellers, discuss their goals, and run comparables so that we can come up with a suggested price range for the property.
Two of the most important things that we do when we're meeting with a seller is to discuss our suggested listing price based on the market research we've done on St. Croix in the recent time period, and also talking with the seller about what changes they could make to the house to make it more attractive to a buyer and potentially get a higher listing price. The thing to remember is the price we list your property at is your decision.
Then we both go and stage the property, take the photographs. Chris usually produces the floor plan. He is the one shooting the video while I'm the talent in the video. And then I write the listing. He edits and the photographs and the videos. He'll upload them, and then I put them in what I think is a logical order, so that when a buyer is looking at the listing even from off island, they have a sense of what the property is like.
So as part of that kind of back-end process of a listing, I'll be calling the Recorder of Deeds office or going online and pulling the current deed to make sure that we understand the legal description of the property and the size of the property. Additionally, we'll use MapGeo, which is a real estate mapping program. It'll show the property that is listed for sale and all the abutting properties and the approximate property lines. We can also do a topographic overlay on that. If the home, obviously a condo, is in a homeowners association, we'll pull all of the HOA documents, have those be part of the listing so potential buyers understand what their responsibilities would be in joining an HOA. So many of our buyers begin their initial search off island that we want those listings to have as much information as possible. It helps save time, but more importantly, narrow the buyer's search to what they actually want when they have all the information that's available.
We hope this is helpful in understanding how Chris and I work together. We pull good in Crucian terms.
We'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.